Hello there, and welcome to the Unadorned Bible, the channel where we're reading through the Bible chronologically in 1 year. Today is day 51 of that journey, and we're going to be reading Leviticus 26. Now in this chapter, what we're going to see is God tells the Israelites that if they obey Him and they worship only Him, He is going to bless them with a lot of good things. He's going to send rain for their crops, He's going to give them plenty of food, He's going to keep them safe from their enemies. But then the text goes into if they disobey God and worship, say, idols, it explains what the bad things are going to happen to the Israelites. And it's pretty bad. Well, you'll see. So, before we dive in, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. Again, the reading today is Leviticus 26. Let's dive in. You shall make for yourselves no idols and erect no carved images or pillars, and you shall not place figured stones in your land to worship at them. For I am the Lord your God. You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. If you follow my statutes and keep my commandments and observe them faithfully, I will give you your rains in their season. And the land shall yield its produce, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit. Your threshing shall overlap the vintage, and the vintage shall overlap the sowing. You shall eat your bread to the full and live securely in your land. And I will grant peace in the land, and you shall lie down, and no one shall make you afraid. I will remove dangerous animals from the land, and no sword shall go through your land. You shall give chase to your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. 5 of you shall give chase to 100, and 100 shall give chase to 10,000. Your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. I will look with favor upon you, and make you fruitful, and multiply you, and I will maintain my covenant with you. You shall eat old grain long stored, and you shall have to clear out the old to make way for the new. I will place my dwelling in your midst, and I shall not abhor you. I will be your God, and you shall be my people. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, to be their slaves no more. I have broken the bars of your yoke, and made you walk erect. But if you will not obey me, and do not observe all these commandments, if you spurn my statutes and abhor my ordinances, so that you will not observe all my commandments, and you break my covenant, I in turn will do this to you. I will bring terror on you, consumption and fever that waste the eyes and cause life to pine away. You shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. I will set my face against you, and you shall be struck down by your enemies. Your foes shall rule over you, and you shall flee, though no one pursues you. And if in spite of this you will not obey me, I will continue to punish you sevenfold for your sins. I will break your proud glory, and I will make your sky like iron, and your earth like copper. Your strength shall be spent to no purpose. Your land shall not yield its produce, and the trees of the land shall not yield their fruit. If you continue hostile to me and will not obey me, I will continue to plague you sevenfold for your sins. I will let loose wild animals against you, and they shall bereave you of your children and destroy your livestock. They shall make you few in number, and your roads shall be deserted. If in spite of these punishments you have not turned back to me, but continue hostile to me, then I too will continue hostile to you. I myself will strike you sevenfold for your sins. I will bring the sword against you, executing vengeance for the covenant, and if you withdraw into your cities, I will send pestilence among you, and you shall be delivered into your enemies' hands. When I cut off your supply of bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in a single oven. And they shall dole out your bread by weight, and though you eat it, you shall not be satisfied. But if despite this you disobey me and continue hostile to me, I will continue hostile to you in fury. I in turn will punish you myself sevenfold for your sins. You shall eat the flesh of your sons, and you shall eat the flesh of your daughters. I will destroy your high places and cut down your incense altars. I will heap your carcasses on the carcasses of your idols. I will abhor you. I will lay your cities waste, will make your sanctuaries desolate, and I will not smell your pleasing odors. I will devastate the land so that your enemies who come to settle in it shall be appalled at it. And you I will scatter among the nations, and I will unsheathe the swords against you. Your land shall be a desolation, and your cities a waste. Then the land shall enjoy its Sabbath years, as long as it lies desolate. While you are in the land of your enemies, then the land shall rest and enjoy its Sabbath years. As long as it lies desolate, it shall have the rest it did not have on your Sabbaths when you were living on it. And as for those of you who survive, I will send faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies. The sound of a driven leaf shall put them to flight. And they shall flee as one flees from the sword, and they shall fall though no one pursues. They shall stumble over one another, as if to escape a sword, though no one pursues, and you shall have no power to stand against your enemies. You shall perish among the nations, and the land of your enemies shall devour you. And those of you who survive shall languish in the land of your enemies because of their iniquities. They shall also languish because of the iniquities of their ancestors. But if they confess their iniquity, and the iniquity of their ancestors, their treachery against me, and also their continued hostility to me, so that I in turn was hostile to them and brought them into the land of their enemies, if then their uncircumcised heart is humbled and they make amends for their iniquity, then I will remember my covenant with Jacob. I will remember also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham, and I will remember the land. For the land shall be deserted by them and enjoy its Sabbath years by lying desolate without them, while they shall make amends for their iniquity, because they dared to spurn my ordinances, and they abhorred my statutes. Yet for all that, when they are in the land of their enemies, I will not spurn them or abhor them, so as to destroy them utterly and break my covenant with them. For I am the Lord their God, but I will remember in their favor the covenant with their ancestors, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt, in the sight of the nations, to be their God. I am the Lord. These are the statutes and ordinances and laws that the Lord established between himself and the Israelites on Mount Sinai through Moses. This ends the reading for today. It was a very short chapter. A lot of stuff there. Leave a comment below on what you thought about the way God said the good things and the bad things. He spent a little time on the good and a lot on the bad. My opinion, at least. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great day. I hope this found you well, and I hope you come back tomorrow. Take care.